Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Let us jump into the crypto markets and see what is going on. Let me just post this in a couple of different places and then we will jump in. All right. So here we are. Bitcoin is approaching 54K. Let me post this on Twitter as well. How's everyone doing today? Another day in the crypto world, in the cryptoverse. All right, so I mean it's basically good for the entire market right now. Bitcoin is almost 54K. We have almost a $35 link. So this is one of those days where it's like the entire market is doing fairly well. Ethereum is at 1955. Let's go take a look at Ethereum. So we're going to pull Ethereum up. Ethereum is pushing higher. So Ethereum is casually putting in new all-time highs as well. ADA is back at 92 cents. DOT, we just put out a video on DOT yesterday. It's at $34. Obviously, a lot of their Bitcoin valuations aren't doing so hot. Like Ether Bitcoin, I'm guessing, I haven't looked yet, I'm guessing it's turned back to red for the week. Let's go look. I'm guessing it's red now. Yeah, so it's back to red. So this is what, as we were saying, right? As we said a few days ago, as long as Bitcoin remains in price discovery mode, it's more likely that the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation is going to drop. Okay, and this is obvious. You guys know the drill. It's not like it's rocket science, right? It's just data science. We've looked at these moves before and know that when Bitcoin remains in price discovery mode, I mean, it might go up. The price of Bitcoin might go up, and if it goes sideways a little bit, then the Ethereum valuation against Bitcoin can pump. But once Bitcoin continues that run, it's just going to sway back in the other direction again. So what other questions do we have? And let's see. I mean, let's see where. Let me pull up CoinMarketCap because. So yeah, I mean, obviously Binance Coin is one that has just completely taken its spot here in the top 3 right now, and you can see that. Let's see. So DOT is currently in number 4. Again, we're not counting Tether. ADA is number 5. Link is all the way down here at number 8. Again, not counting stablecoins. So Link still has some work to put in, I think. I think Link still has some work to put in. But what's interesting is, I mean, Binance Coin is now, I mean, this is 50%. Its market cap is 50% above Polkadot's, and even more than that above ADA. So for ADA or for Polkadot to overtake BNB, if BNB stays constant, I mean, it's gotta go up a decent amount. I mean, you're talking about like 40, and what's it at now? 34, so another 7, so maybe $51. If DOT goes to $50, it'll be kind of on par with where Binance Coin is. But right now, yeah, Binance Coin has in fact taken the lead. So how's everyone doing in these markets here? I hope you guys are making some money. Yeah, some people are saying they're not getting a notification of it on YouTube. Did you guys not get the notification when it popped up? Maybe if you give the video a thumbs up or something, that'll help the algorithm. So make sure you subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Someone says, why do I never talk about Litecoin? I do talk about Litecoin sometimes. So So clearly, you know, there's a lot of assets that are sort of sitting at these major milestones, right? ADA is sitting less than $1, Ethereum still less than 2K. You know, there's a lot of things that are just shy of fairly impressive milestones right now. But again, the party is with Bitcoin until something like this happens. Okay, once this happens, that's when altcoins shine, because we know this was January. This was the 2 middle weeks of January. So many altcoins were going crazy. That is what you're looking for alt mania. Alts can do well. They can be dragged up in bull markets by Bitcoin. But in order to get to alt mania, you need Bitcoin to calm down. And so far, it's not doing that, right? And so we'll see how high the momentum can in fact take us. Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly optimistic on Dot, ADA, and Link right here. I'm fairly optimistic on them. You know, I think these projects will continue to do well. I think they will. And what I would be looking for is for these projects to do well on probably days where Ethereum's not doing much. Okay, so on a day where Ethereum is making a major move, I wouldn't really expect Dot or ADA or Link to be making significant moves. You know, if Bitcoin's stagnant and Ethereum's fairly stable, then you might see projects like Dot and ADA continue to pump. I mean, I'm still relatively bullish on these coins, even at their current levels even at their current valuations, to be completely honest. I mean, if you look at, we showed the other day, if you look at, say, the number of on-chain transactions with ADA, we're like an order of magnitude higher today than we were 3 years ago, and the price is still lower. I think the main thing holding us back right now is Bitcoin's continued volatility. I mean, these are 1 hour candles. So, I mean, you know, we're more or less just trending up, right? And until this definitively changes. Yeah, I saw the whole ADA stuff with Ethiopia. Someone said Ethereum's not being dragged up at all. It was like $1,700 a few days ago, and now it's in 1955. Again, we said it will be dragged up, but it will probably lose valuation against Bitcoin if Bitcoin goes up, right? It's not that it won't go up. It likely will go up. It's just that it won't go up as quickly in terms of percent as Bitcoin. And I mean, you can see the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation continue to drop. This is not really that surprising. We've seen this time and time again. This was what December felt like, right? And then January arrived and things changed. Maybe, you know, if this Bitcoin rally continues for, say, throughout February, then maybe by March we'll start to see some other coins move again, or maybe this summer, you know, as we get into the summer. Yeah, I see we're nearing 54K, so I guess we'll look at it on stream in case we're able to hit it. We're currently at 942. So it's not an all-time high. Our all-time high looks like it's up here at closer to 54. Let's draw the line. So here's 54K. Between ADA, Link, and Dot, which one am I most bullish? I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like it's wise to necessarily pick. I mean, there's a lot of idiosyncratic risk, of course, with any single coin. This is why I have all three, because I think like the basket of them will likely do well, and there's going to be some that do better during certain types of market conditions than others, and this is why, having all of them, having all three of them, I think is useful. Can Ethereum double in March? I mean, of course it can double. Whether it does or not is another story. I mean, we know that it doubled in a couple times recently. I mean, it was less than $100 in March, and now it's at $1,955. So yes, Ethereum can double. It's just a matter of do the market conditions stay what they need to be long enough for it to double? Okay. Because, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the main thing keeping Ethereum from going to, say, 3K or 4K even is just Bitcoin volatility. It's not market manipulation, in my opinion, right? I mean, I know there's some people that'll promote market manipulation anytime their coin of choice doesn't do what they want it to do. But this is what we've seen for years in the market. When Bitcoin volatility is high, a lot of people are probably going to chase that, and maybe that means selling their Ethereum for Bitcoin. So I think everything's pretty normal. In fact, this is what Ethereum does when Bitcoin pumps. We've seen it happen since March, right? Since March, more or less, every time Bitcoin pumps, for the most part, Ethereum can do okay against USD, but against Bitcoin, it's probably going to lag. And it's not until Bitcoin volatility calms down that then Ethereum makes a major move, and then people stop screaming market manipulation, because then it's going up. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I guess look at this. So Bitcoin hit a market cap of 1 trillion. This is a pretty significant milestone. I'm sure this will make headlines. So we're at a $1 trillion market capitalization. So to get to, say, 2 trillion, we would need to go to 107,000 or so. But yeah, Bitcoin has now hit a $1 trillion market capitalization. And what's interesting is Ethereum is basically still at around 200 billion. So 1/5 of the market capitalization of Bitcoin. I believe at the peak in the last cycle, the market cap of Ethereum reached about half of what Bitcoin's was. So if we were to go look at that, so we're looking for, let's go to the peak in 2018. It was the 13th of January. So we're going to go find that. So this here shows the prices on January 13th, 2018, which was the top for Ethereum. And you can see that it reached more than half of Bitcoin's market cap. But it did it in like 2 weeks. Like it just went crazy for 2 weeks. It doubled up in its market cap basically while Bitcoin wasn't doing much of anything. I mean, Bitcoin was still at 14K when Ethereum hit the day that Ethereum hit its peak on January 13th. So or around that time. So 135 is clearly more than, I don't know, maybe 55-60%. What is that? 135 divided by 241. So that's 56%. So it reached here. Let's see if we hit 54. We're at 53,992. We're almost there. $53,996, 58. Maybe we're about to usher in a $54,000 Bitcoin for the first time. Yeah, we can actually switch it over to Coinbase. We usually watch that one anyways. It looks like it already reached it on Coinbase. But Here we are, $54,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, we're at 54 right now. And again, the piranhas are nibbling at the sell walls, I'm sure. They're trying to break through. We'll go back and look at the coin market cap stuff and somewhat dubious extrapolations of theoretical upcoming Ethereum prices here in a little bit. But let's just see if what Bitcoin does, because it just reached a new milestone. Should we draw a house? Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to draw now because we're already up here. We're still at 54K. Sorry, I just want to watch it for a minute, and then we'll go back to the train of thought that we were discussing a second ago. Yeah, I know. Lincoln, Ethereum. I mean, everything. It's a good day, right? It's a good day for crypto because yeah, Bitcoin's moving. Obviously, Bitcoin valuations of altcoins are likely sinking, but we have Ethereum putting in new all-time highs. We have, I think, Link, right? Is Link putting in new all-time highs here? Let's go look at Link really quick. I believe it is, or it's getting close. It's getting close to it. So the new all-time high for Link was what, like 35, getting close to $36, and we're pushing back up now, in fact. And it looks like Bitcoin's above 54, so now it's moving up again, right through the front door. Here we go. Wow. Quite a little nice little candle here. I guess we should have drawn a chimney. This is a tall chimney. It's ridiculous. That was a tall chimney there. All right, looks like Ethereum's putting in a new all-time high, 1958. Maybe we'll see. Again, we said that Ethereum can theoretically be dragged up to 2K by Bitcoin. It looks like that's probably what's going to happen. Ethereum is essentially getting dragged up, kicking and screaming to 2K because it doesn't want to go anywhere. You can see that it doesn't really want to go anywhere, but it's being slowly dragged up. And I'm sure the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation is still heading south right now. But you know, if this Bitcoin price discovery mode were to last for say this next week, this coming week, and then the week after, maybe that gets us back down to this level, and then maybe at this point we turn back around, and then March is another good month for the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation. And by that point, if we go up to a valuation of 0.05, you know, that's 1/20th of the price of Bitcoin. So, I mean, that would be 2,700. If it's 54, if it's 55, it'd be 2,750. Through the chimney and back down, maybe. Dot and Link are still racing for that $50 mark. Link's actually at 35, so Link is at 35, which is fairly impressive. But I mean, again, you know, this is what Link does, right? We're not that surprised. This is why I hold Link, is because this is kind of what it does. It goes up. Again, sometimes it'll dump, sometimes it can drop 60-70%. but you sort of pay for these returns that Link can give you by living through that type of stuff, right? I mean, who cares, right? I mean, this Link continues to outperform a lot of the market over the macro scale. Ricky says, when did we turn into 1 minute candle degenerates, lads? I don't know. Sometime a couple months ago, I think. I mean, the problem is when you're on a live stream, like we used to do live streams where we would discuss these theoretical future outcomes. But when you're watching the price go up, like literally in almost every single live stream, looking at daily candles just isn't as exciting because you're just kind of watching it barely move on any given minute, right? But by watching minute candles, you can really start to see it shine. Yeah, let's see. What is... Yeah, BNB is now above $300. I don't own this one. But this has been... I mean, this has been one crazy ride. But again, this is what started last time. Do you guys remember in December, there started to be a few coins popping off, like 100% here, 200% there. We get into January, and you start to see more and more. With these types of market conditions, don't be surprised if some of your other pet project cryptocurrencies start doing the same thing in the next few weeks. So again, it's better to have your position and then wait for the pump than to chase the pump, because when you chase it, you put yourself at a disadvantage. By having your position and then waiting for it to come to you, it automatically puts you in a much you're automatically in a position of strength because you're coming in, or you came in before the pump happened. So we saw this in December leading into early January. We saw one or two coins kind of popping off, and then you get into January, into the middle of January, and it was basically altcoin mania. We had so many coins going up 100%, 200%. So look for other coins to likely do the same. I mean, it's not financial advice, but we've seen these types of market conditions before. So, and hopefully we'll start to see some of these other projects move up as well, and pull back down the dominance. But I imagine the dominance, where is the dominance right now? Let's go look at it. Let me pull up another tab here. So we're going to look at the Bitcoin dominance. Switch this over to the daily time frame. So you can see that I wouldn't say that this might be a new momentum shift here, but it's hard to fully say. I think. I mean, again, if Bitcoin volatility, if it doesn't have like a manic blow off top or something, then it could continue to just bleed. But if it does continue to go up and then it goes to 55K, 60K, 65K, 70K in the short term, then the dominance is going to go back up. I mean, you can see the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation continuing to drop here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you guys like the content. Let's go for 130,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you guys like the content. And we also have a Telegram channel you guys can join with over 16,000 people. Make sure you guys check it out. We'll post it in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I do think altcoins will follow, but as Blade Runner in the chat says, you have to be patient, right? You have to be patient. All right, Bitcoin. Like our little through the front door of the house, through the chimney, and kind of a little smokestack coming up here, or like the smoke coming out of the chimney. All right, we're now at 54.5. Hope we have 55 soon. This keeps up. Yeah, Ethereum's kind of getting stuck here at 1956. So 1955 in that ballpark. Links above 35. Yeah, I mean, I guess we probably are approaching it. The regression band. I mean, again, it's only fit to 3 data points, but it's not that much further up. The tolerance band. I think it's somewhere up here. There it is. I mean, this spans quite a ways, right? It spans all the way up to 85K, but it starts here. All right, I guess we can draw 55K. I mean, that's the next milestone, so let's draw that. Here's 55. So we're not too far away from it. I understand people are frustrated with Ethereum, but again, remember, Ethereum, it'll have its moment. It'll have its moment. Right now is not its moment. It's time to watch Bitcoin. ADA is kind of going up slightly. It's at 93.5 cents. And Dot and Link are having fairly decent days as well. Yeah, I saw Gene Simmons was tweeting about ADA the other day. All right, yeah, we'll draw. I guess if we're gonna do it, I don't know if we're gonna hit 55K on stream. Two major milestones might be too much to ask, but as we go up the curve here, percentage moves to go up another 1K are gonna become less and less. So yeah, we probably should just draw like a mansion at 55K, because this is, I mean, 55K is not a joke, right? I mean, we're really putting in some decent numbers. So maybe this is the mansion you'll buy with all your Bitcoin profits. Blade Runner says, "Have you been here in 2017? I'm more anxious now than I was in crypto winter." And this is how everyone feels, or a lot of people. We actually ran a poll recently and polled people, what's more stressful? What do you guys think? What's more stressful, bull markets or bear markets? I've always contended that bull markets are more stressful, because in bear markets, you don't even think about ever taking profits, right? You're just throwing money at crypto. You're living your life. You're like, all right, it'll go up one day, and I'm setting up my future self to have a lot of money. But when it goes up, when things start going up, it is a lot more stressful for people, because they're a lot of times they get so overexposed, especially on altcoins, and then they can watch it disappear relatively quickly. So again, one thing I've often said, again, everyone's risk tolerance is going to be different. So I would encourage you to have a strategy that you stick to. But you can always, if you come into life-changing money, you can always, I mean, it's not financial advice, you can always take some profits, pay off your mortgage, pay off whatever, right? And then in the future, you have more income, and then you can take more risks, right? Because you don't have as much debt. It's just one idea, one strategy. I mean, I get that everyone wants to ride and squeak out every ounce of profit on every altcoin known to man from here until for the next 30 years. but there's nothing wrong with occasionally taking some off the table, right? I mean, I still have the majority of my altcoin positions because I think that they will likely run whenever Bitcoin stops, right? Who thinks our our altcoin projects will start to make moves whenever Bitcoin volatility calms down? This is what I'm counting on. Okay, I'm sort of just thinking this is okay. Altcoins are doing well. They're not really keeping up with Bitcoin, but whenever Bitcoin volatility calms down, that's when they should likely run. And remember, it could come after a kind of a slight correction. That's what we saw in December. Remember, or in January. If you guys remember back to January, it wasn't until after this sort of correction by Bitcoin. This is when altcoins ran. So my guess is that we'd have to see something similar. Okay, we would likely need to see Bitcoin put in some level of a correction at some point, and then during these little mini pumps, that is when altcoins can go crazy. But until then, altcoins will likely do okay against USD. They'll likely do okay against it, but they'll probably bleed against Bitcoin. And again, this hasn't changed, right? This is the same thing we've been talking about on the channel for a long time. And again, one thing you can do if you do take altcoin profits, like let's say your pet project altcoin's going up like 1,000%, you can always take profits back to Bitcoin, right? And accumulate more Bitcoin. You can take profits back to Ethereum. You can take them back to stable coins and then earn interest, right? There's a lot of different scenarios where you can, depending on what your goals are, if you want to get more Bitcoin, you can use altcoins to do that, because a lot of times altcoins will move like crazy. Yeah, Ethereum is still sitting at 2K. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. We only have 448 likes. Let's try to get that to 1,000. Also, remember, we do have the premium list if you guys want access to the exclusive content. I'll post the sale for that in the comments. You can also find it in the description below. You'll get access to the weekly reports and videos, the risk dashboard, the alerts channel on Telegram, and more. So check that out. Let's see if we break through 55K here. Yeah, a lot of the altcoins aren't really, at least the ones we follow, aren't really moving so much. Uniswap is still at 20 bucks. DOT and Link are at 34 and 35 respectively. And Ethereum is still sitting at, let's look at the Ether USD chart. So these are 1 hour candles. So I mean, it's moving up on the hourly time frame, but again, we don't have high expectations until Bitcoin volatility calms down. As we said, Ethereum will likely make it to 2K, kicking and screaming. However, the move from 2K to 3K could be different, right? Maybe the move up to 2K is being dragged up by Bitcoin. Maybe the move from, say, 2K to 3K or 2,500 to 3,500 or something could be where Ethereum is just putting in ridiculous gains in a short period of time against Bitcoin. Are we heading toward our mansion at 55K? Ethereum just put in a new all-time high, I believe, at 1958.90. Right? It's a new all-time high right here. 1958.90. This is on Bit. Let's switch it over to Coinbase and see where it is. 1959.49 is the top on Coinbase, the global top for the global high for Ethereum. 1959.68. DXY is dropping, by the way, so that might, maybe that's partially why. DXY, you can see it's dropping back down some. All right, Ether is now at 1960, so we are fairly close. Remember, if Bitcoin volatility were to calm down this weekend, we could see a major move by Ethereum. Okay, I mean, with these types of market conditions, it doesn't necessarily take that long. I don't think it's going to be like a $2,000 move or something like that yet, but we could see like, a several $100 surge in a very short period of time. And then everyone whining about Ethereum will then be celebrating it again, and then we'll just keep rinsing and repeating the cycle for as long as we can. I feel like, does anyone else feel like crypto is just life right now? Like, you wake up in the morning, you check crypto. I mean, it just seems like it's, I mean, everyone's portfolio, I imagine, for the most part, is just skyrocketing right now. If you're not making money in this market, then whatever you're doing, I would encourage you to maybe come up with a different strategy. King Bob says, I've included House TA, it works. You just got to give yourself those targets, right? It makes it easier to watch these charts when you're giving yourself targets. Yeah, I mean, I get that yeah, it is tiring, right? But making money can be exhausting, and I don't say that sarcastically, right? It really can be exhausting because you want to make a lot of money. You would like to look back at these major moves and know that you made the most of it that you could. It is exhausting, but hopefully, when we look back at this move in a few years, we have something to show for it, right? And you made a lot of money, you changed your life, and then we go for the next one, right? We go for the next major pump. Yeah, so we'll talk about it briefly. I was probably going to do a video on it actually, but you guys, I'm sure you're aware of the pi cycle indicator. I've gotten a lot of requests to talk about it, so let me pull that up. So the general idea, right, is historically, and again, this was fit after any major tops. So it's basically a curve fit. I mean, not real. I mean, basically just finding what worked. So I don't think this is something we can necessarily take to the bank and say that it will definitively happen. But it's one more model that we can use, right? And there's nothing wrong with having a lot of models. You notice that what this indicator is it's the 111-day SMA and the 350-day SMA times 2. And every cross of these moving averages has historically predicted the top to within 3 days. Okay, here, and here. Now, again, this was not used during the pump, right? This was not used in any major bull market yet. Okay, this is the first time. The reason why we bring it up is because they are getting close. Okay, they are getting close to crossing. So if they do cross, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the top. It also doesn't necessarily mean that it's the market cycle top, because in 2013 we had a cross followed by things cooling off for a while and then another cross later in the year. So right now we still don't have a cross, but it's not necessarily that far away. I mean, if you look at this, if we were to assume that the price, these are just going to continue moving up like this, it's not like it's going to take that long for them to cross in these types of conditions. They could be crossing within, say, 2 weeks. Okay. And if you look, right, if you go back and look at, say, 350 days ago, or is it, let me see. So this, where's 350? So 350 is here. So 350 is right at the capitulation. So it's going to start using data. The 350 moving average is this blue one because it's twice the 350 day. So this one up here is going to, it's probably not going to increase as quickly because it's going to be taking into account these capitulation area. So what I'm guessing, and again, I could be wrong, but what I'm guessing, because it depends on how quickly things move up, but I'm guessing that this is going to start not increasing as quickly. It might bend over some, but this one is going up very quickly because it goes back 111 days, which was already at this point here, right before this major pump. Okay, so my guess is that they will cross. The way in which they won't, there are ways in which they won't cross, okay? And we can go back to the last cycle to see that. The main way in which they might not cross, you can see that they were coming up close to each other in September of 2017, and eventually they actually then diverged back down. The reason is because Bitcoin dumped 40%. So, a 40% dump like this was able to keep them from crossing because they were on track to cross earlier in the year. So they're on track to cross right now, but one thing that could keep them from crossing would be, say, a nice little dump. Okay, if we get a dump here, that would probably keep them from crossing. Yeah, I did mention it was above 1 trillion already. Actually, that reminds me, we were going along a train of thought here. So remember, if we look at the historical snapshot on January 13th, the market cap of Ethereum reached about 56% of what Bitcoin's reached. But remember, that last move came at the very end. Okay, and at the time, the market cap of Bitcoin was 241, but it was only at 14K. So it came after Bitcoin had a nice correction. So, I mean, 56%. If we were to go up to 50% of the market capitalization today, we would be looking at maybe a 2.5 times, at least a 2x on the Ethereum price. But remember, if Bitcoin were to correct first and then Ethereum pumps, another 2x to take it to 4K is theoretically possible in the short term. This is why I say, moves to 3K and 4K are definitely theoretically possible just based on prior moves. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. Let's go for 126,000 subscribers. I don't even know where we're at. I think we're at 125,000. Yeah, we're at 125,000. Let's get to 126,000 subscribers. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Remember, there's the premium list if you guys want access to that the exclusive content. You can find a link to the Altcoin season sale in the description below. And then remember, we also have a Telegram channel. I'm going to post 3 Telegram channels here. The first one is the main one. The second one will be a channel for those who like to talk about microcaps. So if you're looking for a microcap shill room where you can go talk about that, you guys can go talk about that there. And then we also have one more called Into the Equityverse that some people seem to like. If you guys want to go talk about stocks, you can do it there. Yeah, you can pay in crypto if you just go to the pay in crypto button. And remember what we saw 2 or 3 days ago? We saw Bitcoin pump. And then yesterday we saw Bitcoin stay somewhat stagnant. And then when Bitcoin was stagnant, Ethereum started moving. And then everyone was excited about Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's moving. If Bitcoin becomes stagnant again for a couple days, then maybe Ethereum will break 2K in the not so distant future. Or if Bitcoin just continues to go up here, Ethereum could get dragged kicking and screaming to 2K. All right, getting a nice little correction. Not really much of one. I mean, it's still at 54.2, but it's just coming down a little bit here. Again, the rest of the market is more or less hasn't done a whole lot since we came. I mean, Bitcoin's the main one moving. Let's pull up our Ethereum regression rainbow. Oh, it looks like it dropped back down 20 bucks. So we'll see where we are. It's the wrong one. All right, so we're slowly working our way up through the orange band. And you know, to work your way through it, you have to be the price has to be going up quicker than the actual band is moving up, because the band is moving up as well. So we are moving up relatively quickly. I mean, I'm hoping that we can make it up to this band up here around 3K or so, at the very least. And I do think that the purple band, I think, is theoretically possible as well, which would potentially take us up to 5K. Doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, it could be months from now, but we'll take it one step at a time. Nice little wick back down to 54 here. Steven says Forbes is on the phone. I think it's too early, man. Who thinks Steven needs to cancel his Forbes interview? I think it needs to be canceled. Let's kick it down the road a few weeks and see where we are. I think you need to cancel that Forbes interview at this point. All right. Well, we did not make it to our mansion at 55K yet. Maybe we'll make it there a little bit later. Do I think it's possible that my top 5 will each individually be the top 5 but at different times? That's already happened. Okay, so I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, I mean, obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, I mean, that's nothing crazy. But Link, ADA, and DOT, they've all been in the top 5 at various points. But I would hope they would, I would very much like it if they could all get there at one time. But certainly with BNB pumping like mad, it's gonna make it a little bit harder, because it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, DOT, and ADA in the top 5, because we don't include stablecoins, and the Link was down here, so we were just waiting for Link. But now DOT and ADA have a lot of work to do just to get past BNB. Sorry, my hand smells like permanent marker, and I'm like, I don't think I touched a permanent marker. Someone says he watched Omer's Forbes interview. Most people probably won't get that. Yeah, I'm in the United States. Yeah, I mean, sometimes exchanges don't work, right? That's just kind of what happens. Some people are asking why certain exchanges not working right now. No, I don't think my quote was the best time to buy Bitcoin is yesterday. My quote was if I didn't own any, I would buy some because it's too risky not to hold. That's what I usually say. No, I'm not going to make my own cryptocurrency. There's enough useless coins on the market. Yeah, I was thinking about taking the derivatives of the pi cycle bands. Like, I might look at the rate of change later and do a video on that. We'll see. Why do I think this is not the market cycle top? That's a good question. I'll quickly show you why. This is why. This was updated 2 days ago. I don't feel like we're there yet. I mean, we might be coming up on a local top, of course, right? We could be coming up on a local top that we kind of come back down from for a while and then trend higher. But if you look at this, I just don't feel like we're at a top yet for the entire asset class. And again, it might not happen. It might not happen in the next few months. It could take a long time to get to a market cycle top. I don't think that this is indicative of a market cycle top right here. Like, to me, if we were to turn around here, like if the market cap turned around here, we would not look at this and call this a market cycle top. Would you call that a market cycle top if it stopped here and then it came back to the red line and continued on? Would that be a market cycle top? I don't think so. So that's why I don't think it's a market cycle top. Even if it is a local top, I don't think it is a market cycle top. The chart I just showed is for the entire crypto asset class. It's not just for Bitcoin. This one is, you can see it's for the total crypto market cap. And at the time, the total crypto market cap was at a modest 1.579 trillion. Okay, 1.579 trillion. Now it's already up to 1.655 trillion. So it hasn't really changed. The chart hasn't really changed a whole lot, right? A few hundred, I mean, like, what was it? 1.57. Now it's at 100 billion. What's 100 billion among friends, guys, right? This, to me, again, I'm not saying we can't have nice corrections. I mean, crypto will crash, right? I mean, if there's one thing you can take to the bank, it's that crypto will crash. That's what it does. It does crash, but it crashes after amazing moves that make a lot of people rich. Okay? Crypto will crash, but it doesn't mean that it's the market cycle top. And this is why I'm saying here, when you look at this chart, it does not, like, this peak, if this were a local top, which I'm not saying it is, but if it were, I would not think that that would be indicative of a market cycle top. By the way, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and turn on your alerts. Stuart asks a good question. If crypto's in a bull market, which market is an accumulation zone? Even equities, even the stock market is like really, really extended right now. I mean, you could talk about like precious metals. The problem with the Sharpe ratio on precious metals is it's really not that great. Um, it's a tough call. I mean, one of the things I'm doing right now is I have some stable coins just earning interest. You can earn like 8 to 9% interest on various platforms just by just with stable coins. 8 or 9% is not bad, right? That's not bad to at least to offset a little bit of risk. Um, Again, not saying that you should do it with a ton of, I'm not saying anything, right? I'm just saying that having a certain percentage of stablecoins just earning 8 to 9% can be useful too. And if the bull market extends, then maybe you keep increasing that slowly. And it'll probably become a lower and lower percentage of your portfolio because even if you sold some crypto to get the stablecoins, if the crypto keeps going up, it'll likely stay a small percentage. But if you slowly take profits, the stable coins will keep building back up, and it'll be generating interest. And then whenever there is a dump, then you have a little bit extra money because you were earning interest to then come back into the market with that. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people in crypto are spoiled, right? They would scoff at like 8%, 12%, especially when Ethereum is putting in like 20% weekly candles. People are like, oh, you're going to talk to me about 12% interest on the year. But again, if you think about it, if you're earning like let's say you're earning 12% interest on Polkadot or something, or 5 or 6% interest on Ethereum, or 8 to 9% interest on stablecoins, if you're earning this interest, right, and imagine Polkadot goes up 10x, then that interest that you earned in and of itself could be enough to buy you something really nice, right? It depends on what you put in, but if it's earning interest and that interest is it's compound, you're watching the valuation of the entire asset class go up maybe another several x over a few years or something. Then yeah, I think this is a great way to continue to just get your money to work for you. Yeah, I have followed Palantir Technologies. Yeah, I know that our Catherine Wood recently bought some of that, but it has been trending down the last few days. Yeah, you don't have to trust USDT. You could always go to some other stable coin. There's also USDC. There's DAI. There's a lot of other options. Travis says his entire sell strategy relies on moving profits to stablecoin for interest. It works well. Yeah, it's a great idea. Again, don't as we navigate these crypto markets, and if you see altcoins just taking off and you're making more money than you ever dreamed of, systematically taking some off the table and putting it into say stable coins and earning interest is a good strategy, because then whenever the market does dump, at least you have some just sitting there and you can either reinvest it or you could just take it out and I don't know, go do something, right? Maybe like go, improve your life. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, JR says the 350-day moving average will move up quicker once the March dip gets out of its reach. Yeah, the problem is that the March dip hasn't really arrived yet in terms of, if when we were looking at it, it hasn't exactly arrived yet. And because it hasn't arrived yet, it actually might slow it down for a few days. And I don't know. I mean, it depends on how long it takes it to cross. If this is able to cross before that changes, like if the price of Bitcoin continues going up, then the 111-day moving average is going to go up quickly, so it could cause them to cross. So it depends on exactly what the price does. One thing that would keep them from crossing would be a nice little dump. Okay, if we get a nice little dump, then what's likely to happen is this is going to probably start to veer off this way a little bit, and they won't cross. But again, this was figured out afterwards. Again, so we don't. I mean, it's never actually been used time to top, just in hindsight. So take that for what it is. But it doesn't mean it's not useful, right? All models are wrong. Some are useful. This is one more model we can look at. Crypto Not Marin says he has almost all his money in crypto. Should I sell or wait for a dump? Oh man, having all your money in crypto is very risky, that's for sure. Well, what should we do? Should we call it? I mean, I don't know if the market's. We're kind of pausing here for a little bit. We've been paused here for maybe 20 minutes or so. The price has kind of come back down. Nothing major has happened quite yet since that. Yeah, I am doing this full time. Is there a chance the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio goes back to around 0.04? Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree. I think Ethereum is being dragged to 2K. It's not an explosive move to 2K. But the nice thing, again, is that if Bitcoin doesn't dump to the 20 week or something, then Ethereum can maybe make a move to 3K in a fairly explosive manner, right? A slow grind from here to 2K, then maybe it goes to 3K fairly quickly. It will depend on Bitcoin, of course, but we'll see if it can make it. It is somewhat a shame that Bitcoin is closing in on three times its prior all time high, and Ethereum's not even Ethereum's not even 50% above its prior all time high. But again, a lot of these moves will happen after Bitcoin's major move. I think that Ethereum, if Bitcoin has nice little corrections, Ethereum will have a nice little correction too. But I think I think we do have more good times ahead. Okay, it's not financial advice, right? I could be wrong, but I do think that Ethereum will continue to surge at various phases. Make sure you guys subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Let's see what Ethereum's doing. It's moving up a little bit here, back to 1957. Why don't we keep an eye on it? Let's remove the regression band. And let's zoom into the minute time frame, see what's going on. So Ethereum's having a nice little bounce here. It went all the way back down to 1940. Now it's coming back up to 1957. So it's bouncing a little bit more than Bitcoin, it seems. Let's see if we can, let's see what happens. By the way, guys, I'm looking for ADA to break a buck. Okay, I'm hoping it does. I really want ADA to go into price discovery mode. December was Bitcoin all-time high. January was Ethereum. I'm hoping February is ADA. And I mean, this is basically our parabolic move here. Don't be so. I mean, there's no guarantee, right? There is no free lunch, of course. But don't be surprised Don't be surprised if we see it squeak above here and continue the run. I mean, of course, there's always a chance it could dump, right, if Bitcoin dumps, but I feel like the more probable direction is up. Okay, we'll draw the garage. It's a big garage. What's first, Bitcoin 55K or Ethereum 2K? I don't know, maybe they'll happen around the same time. Probably Bitcoin, though. I mean, I feel like if Bitcoin... I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's hard to know, but I would say Bitcoin. What do you guys think? Bitcoin 55K first or Ethereum 2K first? P Dizzle says, great house for you, an art major. No, I'm pretty bad at art, actually. Alright, so we have a pretty mixed response. It looks like maybe, well, I don't know, mainly Bitcoin, actually. Maybe like 75% of people think Bitcoin will make it to 55K before Ethereum makes it to 2K. I feel like there's a better chance Bitcoin makes it to 55K before Ethereum makes it to 2K, but who knows? But whenever Ethereum does get moving, well, it's actually moving now. So we're putting in, here we go. New all-time highs, 1963. Look at this move. This is a nice little move here. A nice little move. Are the Ethereum votes going to be right? Will it hit 2K before Bitcoin hits 55? So Ethereum is surging a little bit. When am I expecting Link to hit $50? I mean, I don't really have an exact date. I mean, it's slowly trending up, right? If you look at Link's USD valuation, we can plot on, say, like the 20-day, and it basically has been riding the 20-day for a while, just slightly above it. If we just continue going up at more or less, say, this rate, I don't know, maybe we'll hit it by middle of March, maybe. Maybe a $50 Link by then, maybe sooner, maybe not. A lot of maybes. All right, we are at 1965, 1964.99. I don't think there's necessarily a delay. I think we're just looking at different exchanges. I'm curious about something. What do you guys think about what do you think about the fact that March 13th is coming up, and that was when we dumped last year? Any significance, long-term capital gains for people maybe that bought on March 13th, bought the dump? We were there buying the dump. That'll be the day that people could cash in long-term capital gains, March 13th or whatever. What are you guys' thoughts on that? It's coming up in about 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, I mean it was a rough day, right? It was a rough day for the market, but the people that bought that day are making the most amount of money, right? If you're in the chat and you were buying on March 13th during the dump, let me know. By the way, in the future, when we have a dump again, and there will be another dump in crypto, there always will be, probably. Those are the most exciting days, because usually what comes after a major dump, right? If you're looking at 60% down in one day, what comes after it usually? Usually a major move up, a major pump back up. Someone says he bought Link below $2. That's a good buy back then for sure. All right, Ethereum is at 1966. Let's see. So Bitcoin's actually trending back up as well. So it's the race to 55K or a 2K Ethereum. I don't know. I feel like 55K Bitcoin is more likely to happen first, but I don't know. We'll see. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, turn on alerts, subscribe. Remember, we have the premium list if you guys want to join that, or we have some Telegram channels. I'll post those in the chat if you guys want to join them. Almost 17,000 people in the main Telegram chat, which is pretty crazy. Into the Cryptoverse, and then I'll also post the one for Into the Cryptocosm again, which is if you guys want to go talk about microcaps. And of course, remember, there is the premium list sale going on. You guys can check that out as well in the description below or in the comments. All right, we made it to 1,000 likes. So here's .USD, and Dot's a champ, right? Who owns Dot? This is one we've been covering since $3. This is a champ. Look at this move. Basically starting it out here at 450, 460 or so, and just systematically trending up. Maybe we'll come back up to the top here. That'd be a nice move. The dominance for Bitcoin is still staying somewhat low. It's not making any major moves. Yeah, if we get to 2,000 likes, I'll get a new chair that doesn't squeak. But I don't think we're going to make it there, because normally when we get close, I just end the stream. What's Ethereum doing right now? This is still doing okay. I mean, it's in 1963. Still have a little bit of ways to go to get to 2K though. Probably won't make it on stream is my guess. To get there, it needs to go up, what, 2%? 1.93% to get to 2K? Edric says if Bitcoin hits 100K, he's retiring, and he's under 30. That's awesome, man. I hope you're able to. Life-changing money. Who in the chat's making life-changing money? I'm probably not going to get a Lamborghini. Someone says if I should get a Lamborghini after all this is said and done. Probably not. Yeah. Yeah, we recently bought a new Subaru. My wife, we got a new Subaru for her. I'm still driving an '07 Chevy. I love the days where we just keep casually putting in all-time highs, like every other day, basically. It's only life-changing once you sell, as Dylan says. That's correct. Yeah. D-Dog says we might all retire at 30, but this bull run stress makes us look like 50. So yeah, maybe that's the price to pay to retire by 30 in crypto is you can retire at 30 and then but you look like you're 50 because of all the gray hairs you've gotten from navigating the crypto markets. Might be a fair trade-off. Another thing interesting about these markets is that if you go from crypto and then like let's say you take profits and then you put them in some mutual funds, like you'll always be spoiled for the rest of your life, right? Like nothing. Most likely, most markets are not going to compare to what you experience in crypto. So basically, you just get spoiled, and then you get bored with markets that only give you like 10% a year, which I mean is really good by most people's standards. 20% per year is amazing, and Ethereum regularly puts 20% on weekly candles. I mean, like look at this. Look at these weekly candles for Ethereum. Like, look at this candle right here. 26%, 45%, 26%, 26%. If again, as I said earlier, if you're like a hedge fund or something and you're managing money for wealthy people, if you can give them 20% a year, you're doing really well. It's just another day for Ethereum. We know these phases don't last forever, but of course they're really fun when they do. Look at this. It's a slow move up. We're slowly moving up. Moving on up. Yeah, Of course, you can get 20% weeks, but it also comes with negative 40% weeks and negative 50% weeks, and sometimes even worse than that. Yeah, I get that the stock market has actually done really well recently. What's crazy is we always speculated that that crypto would become more like the stock market in terms of its gains and stuff, and in fact, it's more like the stock market became more like crypto because the last year in stocks has been absolutely insane. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. We're still sitting pretty low at 1,200 likes. Yeah, I know it reached a trillion. We already talked about that. It reached a trillion right here. Looks like our all-time high for Ethereum now is 1967, so we're just shy of it. We're at 1966.95, so maybe we'll continue to push higher, closer to 2K. There we go, putting in new all-time highs, 1967.56. Bitcoin's sort of just trending sideways here. Ethereum's pushing a little bit higher. Huh. Someone says he paid his buddy $4 in Bitcoin in 2016 for a soda, and now it's worth him $360. That's probably the most expensive soda you've ever bought. All right, we're at 1968. That's our new all-time high. Putting in new all-time highs for Ethereum. Michael says 1969 is official moon because we went to the moon in 1969. Someone says he bought a chicken nugget from his friend for 1 Litecoin in high school. I hope that chicken nugget was good. What are the books behind me about? Mainly just science and engineering textbooks are mine, and then my wife has nursing textbooks. Yeah, let's draw the line at 2K. What are we doing? Gosh, it's not even that far away. 1969. We just hit 1969. That's our new top. 1969.20. Okay, this would be this line here is a 2K. Oh, these are daily charts. No wonder it looks like this. Let's switch over to minute chart. That's what we have to do. So that is where we want to go to get to a $2,000 Ethereum. And it looks like Bitcoin still isn't, it's actually, it just had a candle back down a little bit. So, I mean, you can see that the Bitcoin's more or less just going sideways for a little bit while Ethereum's starting to trend back up. There's a rumor that we have to get to 2,000 likes to get to a $2,000 Ethereum. I don't know if it's true, but there is a rumor. Someone said they just liked it because of the rumor. Well, we'll see if we make it. We still need to get to 1970. We haven't made it to 1970 yet. We're probably starting to pass people's birth years. Anyone born in 1968? Do I think we'll stop at 2K? I mean, for the duration of the market cycle, no, I don't think we'll stop at 2K. I mean, it's possible we get rejected in the short term and then go down and then come back up and break it, but I don't really know. What kind of engineer am I? Nuclear. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Let's see if Ethereum will make it to 2K. We're approaching 1970. Bitcoin still sitting somewhat still at 54.5. So at least the market is, there it is, 1970. Man, this is a slow grind for Ethereum. It's a slow grind up to the 2K mark. This is not anything like that move we saw where it went from like 900 to 1200 in one day. Remember that? Does anyone remember the live stream where we saw it go from like 1,000 to 1,200 like on stream? It was just so quick. This is such a slow grind compared to that one anyways. I mean, it's all relative, but are we eating into the sell wall? What's the sell wall look like in 1970 for Ethereum? Yeah, I worked in nuclear. I just quit my job last month. I quit my job in January. Someone says there's a big sell wall at 2K on Coinbase Pro. I'm sure there's a sell wall at 2K. I was asking about a sell wall at 1970. Someone says a 280 Ethereum wall. That doesn't seem like a very big wall. Christian says he tried to quit in January and they didn't let him. What does that look like? You like, hey, here's my resignation, and they say, oh, I don't accept it? Yeah, Cardano is not as decentralized as Ethereum. No, it's true. That's true. The piranhas are eating the sell wall in 1970. Let's see if we can break it. They're nibbling at it. Is it going to break above 1970? It feels like it wants to. Still at 1970. The piranhas will continue eating. Must be a nice sell wall. Someone says on Coinbase there's only 210 Ethereum left at 1970, so we are eating through it. And we're watching the Coinbase. We're watching the Coinbase one, so there's still a few hundred Ethereum left on the Ethereum on Coinbase at, I guess, 1970. Huge wall at 1990. I mean, I could pull it up. I'm just being lazy. It's basically what it is. What do you guys like more? Do you guys like watching TradingView, or do you prefer watching like the actual market? Maybe you guys actually like watching the actual market. I'm curious. What do you prefer? You prefer looking at the order book or just TradingView? I mean, here we are. We're at 1968. You can see there's a nice little wall over here at 2K. 2K. So this is what it looks like. This is the sell wall at 2K right here. So you can see what we need to overcome to break through it. And then once you get, and that's why things can often start moving quickly whenever they break, because then you see there's not really a whole lot of sells up here. That's why, and that's like why Bitcoin moves up so quickly after these major milestones, because a lot of people set their sells at these points, and once you break through, things can move quickly. Looks like we have a lot of buy orders all the way into the 500s. That would be a nice buy. I wouldn't mind buying Ethereum at 500 bucks. We're trying to come back up to 1970. We are close. ADA's not doing a whole lot, right? It's a Bitcoin party today, and Ethereum's being dragged up with it. This can be expected. DOT had a nice night last night. It's above $33. Link is doing well too, above almost at $35 still. But obviously the show, everyone's watching Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum's back in 1970. Let's actually look at it on over here really quick. So you can see here it's actually above 1970 already. So there's some buys now coming in at 1970, 38 cents. So you can see it here as well now. So we have passed 1970. So at least we broke through 1970. All right, let's see if we can. We have some more sell walls before we even get to 2K. I mean, obviously 2K is the main one, but we still have a ways to go. What is this? Another 25 million? All right, let's see if we can continue up. That's our path. That's our path to the house. We'll see if we take it. Might be a while though. What is this? This would be another 2 hours actually. I don't know if we're gonna wait that long. Why did I draw the house so far away? That's another. I know we're not staying on stream 2 hours. That's for sure. I should probably draw a garage. That's what I'll do. Draw a garage. Make sure you guys subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you guys like the content. I don't know, guys. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. I'm starting to think we should wrap it up soon. Maybe Bitcoin's going to make another run at 55K. I mean, it is coming back up somewhat here. It's at 54.7, so... Will Bitcoin get to 55K before Ethereum gets to 2K? So this is the question. Someone says slow, steady growth is what we want. It's funny. It's funny. I mean, I know what you mean, but you know, when you think about it, when you think about slow, steady growth of an asset, I mean, this is definitely not slow and steady. But I mean, I'm not saying it's a nice move, and we were very undervalued for a while. This is a nice move back up. Sorry, I'm just running out of things to talk about. There's not a whole lot to talk about, right? We've been going on 2 hours. I kind of just want to see if we can break above 1970 and start moving higher, and if so, then we'll stay on. But I mean, Bitcoin's doing fairly well too. Someone says if I go offline, we'll instantly get to 2K. I'd be fine with that. All right, yeah, maybe we'll wrap it up. I mean, we'll probably make it to 2K at some point, but I don't want to stay on stream forever. I have to go soon, anyways. Um, yeah, so make sure you guys like the video, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and remember there's the premium list, altcoin season sale. If you guys want to check that out, you get access to the exclusive content. And remember, you can also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the comments or in the description below. Why don't we wrap it up there? I feel like this is a decent place to wrap it up. We were able to usher in a $54,000 Bitcoin, so that was a pretty big event. We will see where the market takes us. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.